Hello, YouTube. If you've watched my channel before, you know that I have a love for role-playing games, specifically JRPGs, but kind of anything RPG related. Last year, I played this game, Pokemon Legends Arceus. Wasn't a huge fan of it. A lot of people loved it. I thought it was kind of meh for me. It didn't scratch my itch. Now, the thing that made me love RPGs in the first place, probably like my intro RPG, so to speak, was Pokemon Red specifically. And then I played basically every generation since Pokemon Red came out when I was probably 8 years old, maybe. I'm sure there's a lot of millennials out there or the same kind of gamers as me that were really into Pokemon and just never got out of it. I did have a brief hiatus from the brand, but I came back in like X and Y. So when this game got announced, Pokemon Legends ZA, I kind of had mixed emotions because, for one, X and Y got me back into the series, and this game pretty much takes place in Lumiose City exclusively, which is from X and Y. I think Mega Evolutions was probably the best like battle mechanic that there's been in a Pokemon game in many moons. And yeah. So when this came out, when this got a release, a lot of people were hating on it. And I actually canceled my pre-order. And then the day of release came, and I decided, you know what? What the heck? I'm going to grab it. So I picked it up. I didn't watch any reviews, but I saw a lot of talks on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube Reels and Facebook Reels, all just hating on this game, talking about basically the whole thing's just negatives. When I gave it a shot, I actually got really into it. And I want to talk about why I got into it and what it does great, why you should pick it up, especially if you have a Switch 2. So as I said, the reason why I was kind of interested in this was X and Y kind of got me back into Pokemon after a little break that I took basically between like late Platinum, because I played Platinum. Actually, I played Pearl. And then I played Heart Gold, Soul Silver, but then I didn't play Black and White or Black and White 2. Then I got back in X and Y. And honestly, I don't really know what got me back in, other than I was kind of interested, in the mood to play a turn-based RPG, and my love for Pokemon as a whole. So the setting starts, we go into Lumiose City. You get to pick your starter. It's not the conventional starters of X and Y, but you get Totodile, you have Chikorita, and for some reason, not Cyndaquil, but you get Tepig. So that was kind of different. I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't play Pokemon games personally for the story, which is probably why I was turned off from the first Legends game in the Legends series, which was Arceus. A lot of people said that story was interesting and fun. This one, I didn't really pay attention to it too much, but I did enjoy the game. And the gameplay loop, basically, you start at rank Z, and at night you can do battles in the battle zones, which are different parts of the city. And you basically, the end goal of the game is to get to rank A. So you battle your way up, you get enough for the promotion match. You do the promotion match, which is usually against a trainer. And yeah, you just kind of, that's the main goal of the whole game. You do find I want to call them like Ultra Beasts, but they're not Ultra Beasts. They're just like mega evolved alpha Pokemon. And those do have like boss battles. And that's how you basically get those Mega Stones. There's other ways to get Mega Stones too. You can buy Mega Stones. I think you can earn them through some of the side quests, if I remember right. The combat system, super fun. It's kind of like an MMORPG take on Pokemon. So the things that actually matter, like usually you can just spam one move. You can't really do that in this. I mean, you could try, but you're gonna give up precious damage and not play to your ability. But so like Leer, stuff that like takes down defense, boosts special attack, boosts, special defense, stuff like that actually feels like it matters a little bit, because you can just spam them in between. You're spamming, your tackle move, and then you can Leer him, and then you just go back to a tackle right after that, after the cooldown. That combat system was really fun to me. I hope they actually do something with that combat zone, or that combat mechanic, in like the next generation. I think it'd be really interesting. I do see this just being like their offshoot, non-mainline series kind of interesting mechanic. Who knows? Maybe in the future they'll make an MMO, and this will be the battle mechanic in the MMO, which would be pretty cool. I think a lot of us want that. Another thing that really interested me and really drug me in. I'm a sucker for music and video games. I mean, if you love JRPGs, it's all about the music. You know what I mean? But so these, like, there's like smooth jazz kind of in different areas. It's really cool. It kind of reminded me of like a Persona soundtrack a little bit. It was really interesting. Way better than I thought. Another cool thing was when you're going around the city, it always seems like there's something to do. So I think back to like CD Projekt Red, and I think it's called like the Rule of 45. So they say like in their games, to make them the best they can be, you need to be interacting with something in the world every 45 seconds. It's like kind of what open world games all base their stuff off now anyways. So you don't feel like you're running for 2 hours not doing anything. There's always a side quest. There's always stones that you can farm for what are they, mega shards. So you can trade them for mega evolution stones, stuff like that. There is like specific zones that you go to capture Pokemon. You can't just capture Pokemon anywhere in the city. There's different zones. The cool thing is, in the zones, it actually shows you like a diagram, or a picture rather, of all the Pokemon that are available in those zones. And I believe when you're in those zones, there's always a chance that whatever Pokemon will spawn as an alpha. So like, say there's a Squirtle in some zone, you jump in there, there's not an alpha, you can leave the zone, come back in, reload it, and at some point, statistically speaking, there will be an alpha Squirtle that you will get eventually. There are duplicate Pokemon in some of the zones. So, for example, like Kakuna, you can just find in trees, but they're also in a specific zone. I think there's 20 wild zones, if I'm not... Yeah, I think there's 20. I'm pretty sure there's 20. So, once you complete your dex, which isn't really a thing in this, you've hit all 20 of those zones, and they get a little crown, show you your achievement. But the real way of grinding in this game is to get to level 50, I think, or maybe it's 30. No, it's 50. Yeah, 50. And once you get to 50, you get the shiny charm, and you get a bunch of TMs, all this other stuff. Basically, you get a reward every level you go up, and you get levels by doing side quests, grinding for mega shards. Basically, any little thing you do in the game is getting you XP for your level. Now some negatives. So I saw a lot of people talking about this, and they were calling basically Game Freak lazy because they used textures on buildings over and over, and they look like they're from basically the Stone Age of video games, which is GameCube stuff. So I'm technically part of the Stone Age, but it does look like that, and it is lazy. I'm not going to defend them at all. However, I think the character models and the Pokemon models and basically like the rest of the game in general, it looks really good. It's really pretty, really vibrant color palette. it's a good looking game, and it looks and runs great on Switch too. But yeah, that is kind of one of the things that drew me out a little bit, was the textures. However, I'm more of a gameplay guy myself, so it didn't really. I'm used to playing old games, man. I'm used to playing N64. I'm used to playing GameCube. I'm used to playing retro games, so that stuff doesn't really bother me. I think the core mechanics of the game, it makes up for the lack of polish in those environments and those textures. It didn't bother me too much. Another thing that really put me off on this, and it's basically the reason why I canceled my pre-order initially, was the announcement of DLC before the game even released. I don't know why game companies do this, and it drives me insane. But if you're gonna put out paid DLC, if it's free, I'm gonna put it this way: if it's free DLC, it makes sense. That's cool, because you get people excited for the game. We're playing it. We get to the end. You add some new missions. Perfect scenario. But the paid DLC, it just feels like, well, why couldn't you push back the game release for a month and polish the DLC and release it all as one game? Especially when we're paying like a $70 price tag for a Switch 2 game, So then you got to pay another $30 for the DLC, the season pass, if you want. They showed Mega Raichu. They said there's going to be some story stuff. I don't know if I'll pick it up. Maybe I will. I'll probably wait, honestly, until it's like $10 or $15, some sort of sale. But it is an option. But yeah, I don't like when companies do that. It's a huge turnoff. So all in all, I do think this game is worth the money. It might not be worth $70. I think I have like 4 side quests left, and I think I'm about 40 hours in or so, maybe a little less. But yeah, I have like a golden rule of, if I can get, for every dollar I spend, if I can get 1 hour out of that dollar. So for a $70 game, I'd like to see 70 hours. But there are exceptions, like for example, like Spider-Man on PS5, Spider-Man 2. Those high budget games, that there's a lot that went into it. I can get away with, maybe 30 hours for a $70 game. So in that sense, yes, you're paying a Nintendo tax, you're paying a Pokemon tax especially. So it's probably worth the money in my eyes. It's a really fun game. I think it got a bad rep. It's definitely a lot better than most people are making it out to be. I love the new battle mechanics. There's an online like battle zones mode where you rank up through the online. I think it's a 4-player free-for-all. I actually haven't tried it much, but there are options. It seems like there's a lot of content. There's a ton of side quests. I think there's at least 120 side quests, if not more. And obviously you can do shiny hunting, you can do alpha hunting, there's tons of stuff to do. I mean, you're not going to get bored. If you love Pokemon, you'll probably love this. I think it's worth a shot. Yeah, I mean, give it a shot, because it's actually good, and the music's great, and it looks a lot prettier than what people are saying. And yeah, there's some downsides. Yeah, they put paid DLC out before the game released, but all in all, it's worth. All right, guys, I just wanted to come in. I wanted to give my 2 cents on this game. A lot of negative people talking mad crap about it. So I wanted to clear things up, show you my point of view, why I think it's worth your time and your money and your investment. And I know with Black Friday coming up soon, who knows, it might even be like $50-$60 and you can get it a little cheaper. But if you like this video, let me know. If you played ZA and you liked it, let me know in the comments. If you hated it, let me know in the comments. I'm really curious on everyone's take. And if you're excited for the next Legends game or the next base set or base expansion, not even base, what am I trying to say? Mainline series Pokemon game. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so thumbs up, boys. Appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.